The game has already
Oh,
begun,
wow,
Bruno.
look at that. So he decides to go with the aggro deck himself.
Huh.
That is going to be the deck that is going to be played by the challenger, and he's going to be facing the white dragon with the red-green deck, the red-green zoo deck, the armor, the cleave, the creeps, the pain.
That's a lot of stuff coming out here. I can't believe we're just calling Lumi the White Dragon now. He wears a white suit one time, and it's...
Not one time. He wears it every single event that I've seen him to.
That is true.
It's kind of his trademark, you know?
All right, Bruno, big question here. Double grazing shot to take out this creep that's defending that tower just for Sorla Khan. Is it worth?
Yes.
Every time?
No.
Sorla Khan, though, hitting towers is a big deal. It's good for the show. All right, better late than never is all that we can see from Challenger in this one. Lumi doesn't have...
I'm kind of tempted to... Well, okay, that's interesting. I'm really tempted to see the better late than never on that lane too. Just putting it in front of the axe, guaranteeing that the axe is going to be blocked, and guarantee that it's not going to be in front of one of your heroes that you want to play. So had he placed it there or placed it in front of the Lycan, he could guarantee that whichever hero that he wants to deploy next turn will not be facing a hero, and thus would be open or at least against a creep. Yeah. But he chooses to put the creep in front of his own lane. Not really accomplishing much other than just blocking 2 damage, but he can start developing that lane with the 2 additional creeps that he showed up. So if he gets something like Dimensional Portal, he can start putting some threats in front of the White Dragon.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Now a lot of newer players tend to underestimate the power of putting something, just the nice block. Blocks are very good. And cards that are like that, better late than never, putting 1 creep in doesn't sound great, but in the end of the game, it can really save you. A simple way for them to stop hitting your towers. But grazing shot, get out of here!
And give me that health.
Oh, delicious. Necrophos loves getting that health because of his passive ability. Sadist. Anytime an enemy neighbor dies, he is getting 1 HP. And that's permanent, baby.
Yeah. Oh, and now the other grazing shot. Grazing shot for 1. Okay.
Just hates him. He
Getting a little bit cheeky, you know?
Little cheeky shot there. We don't have a lot of room for cheekiness in this game, so we'll see how that one turned out.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, right? Like, now having the Sola and the Zeus die because he fell in front of that axe. Had he put that creep there, he would be facing the Zeus in front of that Fireram instead. The Fireram would have not attacked left. He would have attacked in front with the Zeus, and neither the Zeus nor the Sola Khan would have died.
One tiny mistake, Bruno.
I wouldn't even call them mistakes, it's just decisions. And sometimes we go into the end of the game and we see like an arrow or we see it spawn and say like, oh, that was the thing that changed the game. But you can always look back, maybe like, you know, 2-3 turns ago when you see something that will change the entire flow of the game. Oh, the Grand Melee here.
Grand Melee, it is an improvement that allows all of the heroes to cleave, and sometimes it can bite you in the booty, because you never know when your enemy will have more heroes than you do. But in this case, it is just clearing out creeps like crazy with Pugna.
Yep, that was a lot of creeps, and with 10 gold on the White Dragon and 6 gold on the Challenger, Challenger can find some stuff to buy. He might want to think about investing on a healing salve, he might want to think about investing in the Traveler's Cloak. Short Sword, okay item, but not great in this point. You kind of want to survive more. He decides, however, to go for that attack and the health.
Yep. They could be using that Traveler's Cloak in the mid lane, maybe to save that Zeus, since he barely made it out last time, or he'll just slap that, perhaps, on my boy Jamoy, excuse me, in that last lane. Or who knows? Health is always good in Artifact.
So now we have the deployment of the Crystal Maiden in that middle lane, recognizing that that Zeus might not be long for this wall.
Oh no.
Again, another arrow, so Crystal Maiden is going to be threatened there. Might require... Because he keeps drawing these Heartstop Auroras, man. I think it's time to play them.
Absolutely. The dream scenario is stacking Heartstopper Auras, and it looks like that dream will soon be a reality. 2 piercing damage goes through armor, and the more you get on one hero, the better. So please, put that sucker on there. Our guy is trying to do it for him. There we go.
There we go, and yeah, that's one of the Heartstop Auroras. He still has 2 on them. You want 2 on a hero. 3 is a little bit of overkill, but it's fantastic as well. You might want to save the other 2, 1 for the Solar Cannon, 1 for whichever one of the 2 heroes feels more comfortable with. And with that and the Short Sword,
oh wow,
he is going all in on that Necrophos. He wants a gigantic Necrophos to deal with those towers.
Yeah, that is a big boy. Unfortunately, our man here, Mr. Challenger, doesn't really have any spells that's going to help him out in this lane.
And with that ramp from the Celebine's favor, we'll make sure that this lane will have 8 mana ready for when we come back here, ready for him to play the Divine Purpose or maybe to play a Thunderhead Alpha if he draws it.
Oh, yeah, that Salamene is a great card. Getting you those late game items extremely early when your opponent has really no answer to them yet because it's too early.
Yep. And here we see again the Grand Melee doing a lot of work right now. Because of how staggered the lane is, it doesn't matter who Jamui hits. It's not going to cleave because there's no unit to either side of either of the heroes. While as here he is doing 4 damage to the creep that decided to attack will retaliate, and 4 damage to at least all of the heroes and creeps except for this one, which will put the lane heavily in his favor.
Oh, Jamui, he never asked for this. Poor guy. And he's out of there. Things are looking real good for our Mr. Lumi, the White Dragon. He is dominating all of these lanes, and his lanes haven't really been touched except for the first one. But the first lane is going to get a little bit harder with that Heartstopper, just knocking creeps out, and he's going to commit Sorlakan to the middle. Can she even survive against anybody in that lane, Bruno?
He does have to make sure, and by he I mean Lumi, he needs to make sure to do a lot of damage this turn, because if he doesn't capitalize on the fact that there's only 2 black heroes right now in the lane, there's going to be 3 coming back next turn, and not only 3 of them, but also 3 with potential of Thunder Ghost Wrath, with potential of Frostbite, and some other scary spells.
It's going to be a big decision from our challenger here. He could put another Heartstopper, which would make the Necrophos pretty much invincible, I would say, for quite some time. Or, you know, he could just go for the Vandal, which could have done a little bit of that desperate tower damage that he needed.
Oh,
no!
That's
what
pretty
cruelty.
brutal. Yes, you can Divine Purpose here, and we see our challenger shaking his head. You can put Divine Purpose in front of a creep, and that will mean that Heartstopper Aura will never be able to kill him. And yes, it will still can damage the Lycan or whatever comes to the other side, but it will never clear this creep, and this creep will forever be in Necrophos' path. Better find the TP scroll.
He's got to get out of there. Some kind of maybe a phase boots or something that could get him out of that situation, but that is a rough one he does not want to be in. Sorlakan could also take one of those Heartstoppers to make sure that she gets 2 damage off on a creep, but you really want to put 2 of those on her to instant clear creeps. So maybe the Vandal's the right way to go here, Bruno?
You never want to use the Vandal for defensive purposes, especially in a lane that you're not actively trying to thread.
Yeah.
So you might want to save that for later. However, there is 18 damage, and that's like more than half the HP of your tower. So he decides to go for the Heartstopper Aura, the greedier build, but understanding that with that, he takes a big chunk of his tower health.
Yep, and another big chunk being taken out in this lane again. No heroes in lane 3 means Mr. Challenger can't do anything. He's at the whims of the Dragon, who has a lot of different options here. Poised to Strike is one card that we haven't talked a lot about.
Poised to Strike is tempting.
Yeah.
+4 attack, and also, oh, this is interesting. I wonder if he will want to duel here.
Potentially.
You can Blade of the Vigil, you can duel, you can Poised to Strike, and then you can also use the Mercenary Exile's ability to put a lot of damage. Here comes it. Yeah, might as well equip all the items while we have them.
Okay, well, Lumi is just taking all of the money and everything.
I think he's gonna duel. Oh, he chooses not to duel.
Interesting.
Okay.
I mean, duel is a very high value card. It's a pretty interesting decision to duel creeps to get them out of your way, because of course you can duel any enemy on the board, but it's such high value, maybe you want to keep that just in case.
And now with the 3 blue heroes coming back, there's a lot of potential options the challenger could have in his hand.
Yep.
So we'll see if he draws something that is going to help him here, or if he's going to have to do with just that strafing run.
Sure. Not a bad strategy coming out right here, trying to put those heroes 1 in each lane in case he gets 2 Thunder God's Wraths or something, but soon we shall see what this draw holds. He needs some blue cards desperately. Uh-oh. Well, not great, but he did get Steam Cannon, which is pretty good.
Yep. With the Steam Cannon, he could be getting rid of the Pugna.
Yep.
And helping that lane survive. He could also maybe get rid of a melee, the creep in front of the Sorlakan and put some damage himself. He's going to be in a pickle and decides instead to go aggressive and put that Oglodi Vandal there. And Oglodi Vandal finds himself against a wall of Prowler Vanguard, also known as the Goat.
The Goat, man. Look at that Goat. You come in.
Does he have a cod piece?
That is a cod. That's just 2 ropes. He don't need a cod piece. He's already got the biggest one right in front of him. That's a full body cod piece right there, Bruno. It's huge.
Yeah, this is a cosplay for the Artifact tournament. Is that what you're gonna be?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
I'll be cosplaying as the Prowler Vanguard. Keep your eyes open. Here we go on this lane. Could still put down that steam cannon and potentially shoot one of those creeps or the bristleback in the next lane. Surprisingly going to be going with the better late than never just to catch a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, playing from behind, the aggro deck needs to try and make sure that the damage doesn't go out of control, but that now closes the lane and makes for a sweet, sweet Berserker's Call, which also gives exactly 17 damage, so that the lane can be destroyed. And this lane here is alive, except for the fact that there's no blue spells. And while there's a card drawn, there's also a jewel, the jewel that have been saved for before, that will open 12 damage to that tower. Now,
yikes.
Silver Lining, the White Dragon ran out of cards.
That is good. He has 0 cards. I don't think that's a good sign. Typically, when someone has used literally every card in their deck efficiently and they have nothing left, it means things are probably going pretty good for him. But we'll see what our competitor can do here. I highly doubt he will be able to do much with this 1 HP CM and Necro, but I ain't good at math, so something could happen here, Bruno.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe double Disciple of Nevermore for a million damage, or I don't know.
1 million damage could happen. Probably not, though, as we wait to see what our competitor will do. He is going to go ahead and
kind of shoot himself in the face by triggering that Nether War, but putting a little bit of pressure on that Prowler Vanguard and that melee creep. Unfortunately, that is not going to be enough to clear either of those, and that tower still at 10 health. He won't be able to take it down. Fountain Flask killing Necrophos, still having enough mana. He could play with the Steam Cannon right now.
Oh, come on, you might as well just Steam Cannon. Just shoot that Pugna, make him pay for it, buddy. Or not. There it is, get that Pugna, teach him a lesson, you know? Somebody doesn't get to go home to their family tonight. Take him out.
Still not gonna be enough.
Well, you know, it will feel good. That's all that matters, Bruno. He could shoot the creep to make sure that he ends his suffering. That's one thing that he could certainly do. There goes Pugna.
Oh, got him, Pugna.
All right, feel better for our competitor here as Pugna is taken out. CM watches. Guess she could technically live with battlefield control, so that'd be nice, I guess. I
guess that's another silver line. It would make the Mercenary Exiles not go super big in the next lane. Not that he needs it, but you always click that button when it's the end of the game anyways.
Boom!
Yeah, battlefield control.
Surprisingly, just gonna watch CM die with that one.
Yes.
But what can you do? As our challenger gets ready to be handed his brutal loss here by the White Dragon.
Yep, and this is Axis lane again, hitting for 18 total, and now with nothing contesting here, the Mercenary Exiles is going to become a 10-11, with that putting 12 damage to the tower. There's nothing much more that the challenger can do, and that is going to be a game. White Dragon taking this one with 2 towers, and no towers taken by the challenger.
I gotta say, you know, the challenger put up a great fight with what he had. Lumi just got very, very lucky. A lot of low mana skill cards in the beginning of the game.